I have not handled you in your conferences yet. So today I am just going to somehow make an enhancement of what you have already viewed in my recording. I just want to emphasize that your examination is not a memorization thing. Yes, you really need to memorize. I admit that one. You need to memorize what I have discussed, but it's not just memorization. You need to know the concept for the reason that you must have to apply the concept for you to be able to answer the questions during your shifting exam and probably during your midterm examination. Okay? So, ang i-emphasize ko lang ngayon would then be those analytical questions that might be asked in your examination para hindi naman po kayo mabigla, okay? If ever there will then be some analytical questions that will be asked. Okay. So, can I start now? Okay na po ba? Can you hear me?
Yes po.
Okay, sige. So, we'll start. I will just finish the 6 questions and then after which I could entertain personal questions. Okay, personal meaning to say some of the clarifications that you had when you have viewed my recording. Okay? So, tingnan natin. You are seeing in here your peptide chain from lysine down to that of your alanine. Okay? Next one. So the first question goes like this. Given that above peptide chain, if I am going to cleave, to destroy, to hydrolyze the peptide bonds in the peptide chain using the enzyme trypsin, ilang fragments daw magagawa ko? So what am I destroying in here? What will the enzyme destroy? Destroys. Your trypsin will destroy your peptide bond. Okay? Peptide bond. Are there parts of the peptide bond po? Yes. Your peptide bond is composed, number 1, of your carbonyl part or of your amino part. It could be your carbonyl or it could be your amino part. Okay? Next one. So, if I'll talk of your trypsin will then going to destroy the carbonyl part, of what amino acids? It will then be, number 1, your lysine and your arginine. Okay. Ma'am, saan ko po puputulin yung peptide bond pag carbonyl part? Puputulin ko yung peptide bond after the amino acid of concern. But if I am going to destroy the amino part, I will destroy the peptide bond before the amino acid of concern. Okay. Just to explain this amino part and the carbonyl part. So I will make in here, okay, three different amino acids. First, second, and your third. So first, second, third amino acid. All amino acids will have an alpha carbon. All amino acids will have a hydrogen group. You know that. All will have a side chain or NR group. Lahat po ay merong amino group. Okay? Aside from your amino group, we will then be having as well your carboxyl group. Okay, for a while. There is as well what you call as your, okay, carboxyl group. You do have your carboxyl group. And you have your carboxyl group. Okay. If I am going to make a peptide bond, every peptide bond that is formed, you are releasing water. You are releasing water. Where will I get the first hydrogen? The first hydrogen in your water would come from NH2. Kukunin ko yung isang hydrogen ng NH2. Kaya magiging isa na lang yung hydrogen niya. Magiging isa na lang yung hydrogen niya. Eh ma'am, yung OH. To make an H2O, where will I get the OH? I will get it from your COOH. I will get it from your COOH. Okay? So what will I do, ma'am, with your CNO? I will make your CNO a carbonyl group. I will make it a carbonyl group. I will make it a carbonyl group. How about the NH, ma'am? Okay? Tatanggalin ko yung H, ikakabit ko, okay? Ikakabit ko as something like this, okay? So that I could then connect, okay, your carbon and your nitrogen, your carbon and your, pero okay lang po, nabura. Okay. I am going to connect then, okay, your carbon and your nitrogen. Your carbon and your nitrogen. So I have then formed peptide bond letter A and peptide bond letter B, wherein I will then be having your carbonyl part of the peptide bond and the amino part of the peptide bond, carbonyl and amino part. So if I will then discuss number 2 amino acid. When I say, okay, amino acid number 2, I want then to cleave amino part of your amino acid number 2. What peptide bond am I going to cleave? Will it be letter A or letter B? Tatagalog ko po. Gusto kong mag-break ng amino part ng amino acid number 2. Where will I break? Will it be letter A or letter B peptide bond? Answer.
A po.
Letter A. Pag sinabi kong I want to break the carbonyl part of amino acid number 2, where will I break it? A or B? B. Kaya nga sabi natin, carbonyl, you will break the peptide bond after the amino acid. Pag amino part of the peptide bond, I will break the peptide bond before the amino acid. Now that it's clear, ang sabi natin, okay, your trypsin will break the carbonyl part of amino acid lysine and arginine. Now, given the peptide chain in here, I want to break the carbonyl part of lysine and arginine using trypsin. Do I see lysine in the peptide bond? Or in the peptide chain rather? May lysine po ba? Meron. Break the peptide bond. Is there arginine? Yes. Break the peptide bond. Is there another arginine? Yes. Break the peptide bond. Ilang fragments ang nagawa po? It will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So answer in number 1, there will be 4 fragments. Maliwanag po. So there will be 4 fragments. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes
po.
Okay, sige. Next question. So the next question goes like this. If the first 5 amino acids are then subjected to ion exchange chromatography. In ion exchange chromatography, what's the principle? Opposite attracts. That's the principle. Okay? Now, ang ion exchange chromatography could either be your cation or your anion. In cation, inside the field would be negative. In anion, inside the field would then be positive. Ang ginawa ko, yung 5 amino acids daw, class, I am trying to explain it in a level that's really understandable. If you will read it in the book, hindi ganito po ang pag-explain. Kumbaga, sinisimplify ko lang po so that there will be no question that all of you will get it. Okay? So, forgive me if I am not using terms written in the book. This is just a way for me to explain it further in a way understandable to everyone. Okay? Whether it be of a high IQ, moderate, or a low IQ, alam kong maiintindihan. But obviously, di ako naniniwalang may low IQ po sa ating lahat kasi we are into medicine already. I still believe average to high yan. Okay? Next. So, sabi natin, okay, your 5 amino acids will be subjected to your ion exchange chromatography, whether it be cation or anion. Dalawa na po ang example na nilagay ko. Now, if you are going to subject the 5 amino acid sa cation, negative na sa loob. Kaya ano pong maa-attract? Positive. Tama? Sa anion, positive na sa loob, kaya ano pong maa-attract? Negative. In cation, positive po ang na-attract. Kaya ano po ang unang pwedeng lumabas? Ang lalabas na una is the one that is not attracted, obviously, negative. Kapag anion, ang unang lalabas will be, obviously, positive. Answer then the question. Sa cation exchange chromatography, ano raw ang pwedeng lumabas na una? Sa 5 amino acid. Answer, negative. Is there any negative in the 5 amino acids? Is there any negative in the 5 amino acids?
Yes.
Yes po.
Yes. So ano ang lalabas na una in cation? Answer,
Aspartic acid.
aspartate. Anong unang lalabas sa anion? Positive. Is there any positive charge there?
Yes.
Yes. What's the positive charge there?
Lysine.
Lysine. Okay? I hope it's clear. That's the principle of ion exchange chromatography po. I hope it's clear. Okay? Next. Number 3. Questions? Questions? Wala? Okay. Class, since time immemorial, ang pinakamahirap po talagang exam sa biochem is protein chemistry. Analytical po siya. Okay? That's the very reason why if you have seen it, it's the longest topic. 1 month po nating i-discuss siya. Right? It's the longest topic. Kung nakita nyo ang recording ko, halos 5 oras po. It's the longest ever topic. Okay? Aside from that of your carbohydrate metabolism. Is this important in the board exam? Yes po. Okay? Kaya dapat maintindihan natin. Okay. Next one. Number 3. Okay. Okay, so number 3. When the last 3 amino acids, last 3, arginine, valine, alanine, is subjected to paper chromatography naman. What's the principle in paper chromatography? Light dissolves light. Polar, madidissolve obviously sa polar solvent. Non-polar, madidissolve sa non-polar solvent. Light dissolves light. Okay. Now, there are 2 components of paper chromatography. One would be the filter paper. The filter paper is made up of your cellulose. You have studied that cellulose is a polysaccharide. And a polysaccharide is a carbohydrate. Hydrate. Water-loving. Thereby, the filter paper itself is polar. Get the point? Pero si filter paper never nagagalaw. Filter paper siya common sense. Kaya si filter paper, siya po yung tinatawag na stationary part ng paper chromatography. Ano pa po yung pangalawang component? The second component will then be your solvent. Your solvent is obviously non-polar. Solvent ay more or less liquid. Ang liquid po ay lalakad sa filter paper. Lalakad siya dyan. Babasain niya yung filter paper. Ang lumalakad po sa filter paper is the solvent. Kaya, the solvent, which is non-polar, is the mobile one. What's our principle again? Light dissolves light. Kaya ang sasama sa solvent at gagalaw, non-polar. Ang sasama sa filter paper at hindi gagalaw, polar. Okay? Next one. We do have the filter paper. I am going to divide it into more or less 4. I will then place there and write there the last 3 amino acids. Arginine, valine, alanine. Nilagay ko si arginine dito, si valine, si alanine. Now, answer me. Ano po ang polarity ng arginine? Polar or non-polar?
Polar.
Polar. Valine?
Non-polar.
Non-polar. Alanine?
Non-polar.
Non-polar. Ang tanong po sa question number 3, ano kaya ang magtra-travel pinakamalapit? Anong magtra-travel pinakamalayo? Common sense. Ang stationary po natin ay polar. Kaya obviously, ang halos di gagalaw ay polar. Ang gagalaw po at magtra-travel will obviously be the non-polar ones. By just this idea po, which will travel the nearest? Ano ang halos di gagalaw na amino acid? Answer.
Arginine.
Arginine, kasi polar siya. Magtra-travel man siya, sobrang iksi lang. Ano pong magtra-travel together with the solvent? yung dalawa. Non-polar valine and your non-polar alanine. Ma'am, non-polar silang dalawa. Sino ang mas malayo ang mararating? Yung mas non-polar. How would I identify which is more non-polar? Ang mas non-polar, it is more non-polar. Take note. It is more non-polar if it has a longer side chain. So between alanine and valine, which has a longer side chain?
Valine po.
Valine, longer. To answer the question then, what will travel the farthest? The more non-polar. And what is more non-polar? Valine. Kaya magtra-travel siya ng mas malayo compared kay alanine. So to answer the question then, what will travel the nearest? Arginine. What will travel the farthest? Valine. Naintindihan po ba ang principle?
Yes po, Doc.
Yes. Okay. So next, another one. Fourth question. Okay. The question there, can the above peptide chain forms a helix? That's the question. Siguro ang tanong natin, what are then the conditions that would then let me not form a helix? Ano po yung mga conditions, okay, na maghihinder ng formation ng helix? Actually, we can explain biochem in a very simple level. Kailangan lang medyo matyaga tayo. Okay? So, tingnan natin. We cannot form a helix in the presence of proline. We cannot form a helix in the presence of adjacent, magkatabi, okay? Magkatabing same charge amino acids. Meaning to say, magkatabing positive-positive, magkatabing negative-negative. That would prevent rotation. Number 3, presence of adjacent branch chain amino acid. What are then the branch chain amino acids? Ano-ano po yung mga branch chain amino acid? Magkakatabi either of the following: valine, leucine, isoleucine, methionine, proline. Any of the following na magkatabi. Now, let's answer question. Can the above fragment forms a helix using number 1 principle?
Yes.
No. Presence of proline. Wala naman. Tama? Okay? It is not something applicable. Number 3, may magkatabi bang V-lymph? May magkatabi bang V-lymph? Any of the following magkatabi? Randomly? May V-lymph bang magkatabi, class?
Wala
Wala.
po.
Wala. Not applicable. May dalawa bang same charge na magkatabi?
Yes po.
Yes. Thereby the answer is, it cannot form a helix. Reason, may dalawang magkatabing same charge. Saan po dyan? Histidine positive, arginine positive, another arginine positive. I cannot form a helix. No, because of the presence of adjacent same charge amino acids. That's the answer. Kuha po? Okay, number 5. Number 5 question. I hope, just interrupt me class kung may question po ha. Unmute. Hindi ko po nakikita kung mayroong nag-chat-chat sa akin. Okay, I'm using an iPad. So, again, I hope you were able to get number 4, the principle of number 4. Number 5.
Question po pala sa 4.
Yes po. Okay po.
Sapat na po bang reason yung may magkatabing arginine para masabing hindi po makakapag-form ng helix?
Yes po. Kasi histidine is positive. Arginine positive. That alone, pwede na. Provided this is not something, okay, positive. Arginine, magkatabi pa rin. Kasi tuloy-tuloy to class, pinutol ko lang kasi, kumbaga, hindi na kasya, pinutol ko lang. Okay? Pero magkakatabi pa rin yan.
Thank you po.
Okay? Sige po. Now, so it says in here, what's the predominant charge of the C-terminal amino acid? Saan po ang C-terminal? The last amino acid is the C-terminal amino acid. The first amino acid is the N-terminal amino acid. Ang question, yung C-terminal daw, which is alanine. Ano raw ang charge ng alanine pag nilagay mo si alanine sa solution na ang pH ay 4? That's the question. If I am going to translate it in Tagalog. Okay? Class, pag di naintindihan, translate it in Tagalog. If you are studying and you were able to translate things and explain things in your own words already without memorizing it, it means to say that knowledge will last. Matagal mo bago makalimutan yan. Pero kung ang knowledge that you have is just a knowledge wherein you memorize it, that is then of a short-term knowledge. So, as part of the preparation for your board exam, matagal pa yan, pero dapat as early as of this time, iniisip nyo na, how am I going to understand all of these things? Kasi when you will take the board exam, you will just be given around 3 months to prepare, is studying comprehensively the 12 subjects you have learned during med school. Okay? So yun dapat. Kailangan kong maintindihan to kasi wala akong kodigo, wala akong katulong pag magbo-board exam ako. But the mere fact that you are from FEU, you know that the passing rate in FEU very, very high for board exam. So that alone, you are blessed. Okay? Are you aware of that? Na mataas passing rate natin, class? We are always being awarded as one of the top schools. Okay? Ngayon lang hindi kasi obviously, most of those who will take the board exam from FEU, they are coming from Metro Manila. Na-postpone po ang board exam for Metro Manila. Okay? They were not able to take the board exam, kaya obviously we are not included there. Okay? Sige. Ma'am, paano ko po malalaman ang charge? Malalaman ko ang charge if I know the pK values. If I know the pK values. Okay. Now, we do have a table for pK values. Okay? We do have a table for your pK values. Yung pK values po natin na to, Am I going to memorize it? No. They will be given as part of your examination. Alanin po ang sinabi natin doon. Alanin. Whether it be the pK value ay pK1, pK2 lang, or pK1, pK2, pKr, I will explain first from glycine down to threonine how we are going to know the charge. Glycine to threonine, pK1 at pK2 lang. First thing that you will do, arrange the pK values lowest to highest. Sila po ba'y naka-arrange na lowest to highest? Yes. Lagyan mo ng line in between the two numbers. Lagyan mo ng line in between the two numbers. And a line before and after the number. Okay. Ma'am, why are we doing this? Pag dalawa lang po ang pK value, automatic. Place zero charge between the two numbers. What's the number before 0? 1. What's the number after 0? -1. Ang tanong po, si alanin daw, ano raw ang charge pag nilagay mo si alanin sa solution na ang pH ay 4? Okay, this is how we will answer. pH of 4 po. Nasaan si 4? Si 4 ba si 4 po ba ay before 2.34? Yes or no?
No.
Answer me. No.
No.
Siya po ba ay after 9.69?
No po.
No. Siya po ba ay between 2 and 9?
Yes.
Yes. Thereby, the charge will be 0. Eh ma'am, paano pag ang ating, what do you call this one? pH ay 3. Anong charge po?
0 pa rin po.
0 pa rin po. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's the charge?
0.
0. What's the charge if the pH is 10?
Negative.
-1. What's the pH? What's the charge if the pH is 2?
Positive 1.
Positive 1. Were you able to get it? Yung technique. Now, that's good for those with PK1 and PK2 only. Before I will continue, meron tayong tinatawag na isoelectric pH. Kung itatagalog ko po, what's isoelectric pH? By definition in the book, in English, it says, isoelectric pH is then the pH when the amino acid's charge is 0. Yan daw ay ang pH kung saan ang charge ng amino acid ay 0. Now, question. From 3 to 9. Kindly mute po muna yung mga mics natin unless I'm going to ask po. Okay, thank you. So again, from 3 to 9. What's the charge po? 0, sabi natin. Tama po? Anong definition ng isoelectric pH? pH kung saan ang charge ay 0. Maliwanag po. Eh ma'am, ang isoelectric pH would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9? No. Ang gagawin po natin dyan, kunin mo ang dalawang number between 0, alanin. 2.34 plus 9.69 equals 12 divided by 2 equals 6. What's then the isoelectric pH? It's 6. That is how we will solve it. Okay? Kunin mo lang ang numbers before and after the zero charge. Question? Before we will go to those with question, answer me, participate po. Para hindi boring. Participate. Is there a question?
Wala.
None.
Wala po, Doc.
Okay. How about if we do have 3 pK values? Aspartate, glutamic, cysteine, tyrosine. For the 4 amino acids, first thing to do, arrange your pK values lowest to highest. Aspartate po. Help me. Let us arrange lowest to highest. What's the first? Answer. Participate, class.
2.09.
0.09. Next.
3.8.
3.86. Third. 9.82. Anong gagawin ko, ma'am? Write a line in between. Before and after. For the 4 amino acids, aspartate, glutamic, cysteine, tyrosine, get the 2 lowest numbers. From the 2 lowest numbers in between, write zero charge. What are the 2 lowest numbers? Participate. What are the 2 lowest numbers?
and 3.86.
Okay. Ano ang rule natin? Sa dalawang lowest numbers, ilagay mo ang 0. What's the number before 0? Last 1. What's the number after 0? Negative 1. After negative 1, negative 2. If my question goes like this, what's the charge of aspartic acid at a pH of 4? What's the charge at a pH of 4?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. At a pH of 10.
Negative 2.
At a pH of 3.
0.
0. Now you got the point. If I will ask then, what's the isoelectric pH of aspartic acid? Ano ang rule? Kunin mo ang numero before and after 0. What's the number before 0? 2.09 plus 3.86 equals around 6 divided by 2. What's the isoelectric pH? It's 3. Pag nilagay ko ang 3, tama ba ang charge ay 0?
Yes.
Yes. So, pinapatunayan natin na ang isoelectric pH ay pH kung saan ang charge ng amino acid ay 0. Okay. That will be good for aspartate, glutamic, cysteine, and tyrosine. E ma'am, paano kung ang pag-uusapan ay histidine, lysine, arginine? Same thing. Arrange from lowest to highest. Help me. Histidine, what's first?
1.82.
1.82. Next.
6.0.
And then,
9.17.
9.17. Write a number between, before, after.
Yung teabag with other drinks. Lagyan mo yung teabag with other drinks. Kasi he has caffeine, pero hindi kasing lala ng coffee, so it makes you
Kindly unmute po. Okay na? Okay. So 1.8269.17. Okay? For histidine, lysine, and arginine, take then the two highest numbers. Two highest numbers, place 0. What are the two highest numbers? 6 and 9.17. Place 0. What's the number after 0? -1. Before 0, +1. Before +1, +2. Get it? Now, alam niyo na ang pagtingin ng charge. If I will ask you, what's the isoelectric pH of histidine? Answer? What's the isoelectric pH of histidine?
3.9.
Ilan po?
7 point,
7.6.
7.6.
7.6. 6 plus 9.17 equals 15.17 divided by 2. That's around 7.6. Clear? Maliwanag po.
yes po.
Yes po.
Okay. Next. So next question, the last question in my summary. How many titratable amino and carboxyl groups will there be in the peptide chain? Ano pong titratable? Di ba kanina sinulat ko alpha carbon, NH2, HR group. Tapos, C double bond O, peptide bond, NH, CN, nasa alpha carbon. Anong nasa alpha carbon? Hydrogen, R group, C double bond O, tama? Tapos, meron uling peptide bond, and then NH, and then carbon, hydrogen, R group, COOH. Dati po, ito ay COOH. Pero hindi na COOH kasi may peptide bond na. Dati ito NH2. Pero di na amino group kasi may peptide bond na. Nasaan na lang may amino and carboxyl group? 1 and 2. The N-terminal and the C-terminal. Siya lang may amino and carboxyl group. Ma'am, ano pa po ang merong amino or carboxyl group? Sa R group ng negative charge, may COOH. Sa R group or side chain ng positively charged, may NH. Get it? So ano pa pong may amino and carboxyl group? Positive, negative, N-terminal, C-terminal. Ang tanong, ilang daw amino and carboxyl group nasa above peptide chain na pwedeng matitrate? Alam na natin. Number one would be NH2. Carboxyl. Now, name others. Lysine. Positive, negative, no charge. Positive. Tyrosine.
No charge.
Positive,
No charge.
negative, no charge. No charge. Aspartic.
Negative.
Negative. Cysteine methionine.
No charge.
No charge.
No charge. Glutamic acid.
Negative.
Negative. Histidine.
Positive.
Positive. Arginine.
Positive.
Positive.
Positive. Arginine. Positive. Valine alanine.
Charge.
No
No
charge.
charge.
Count it. How many titratable amino and carboxyl group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So answer in number 6 is 8. Question? Question 9. I'll make a sentence. Given 32 non-polar amino acids, how many titratable amino and carboxyl groups will there be? Given in a peptide chain 32 non-polar amino acids, how many titratable amino acids will there be?
Dalawa po.
Dalawa. Kasi obviously, non-polar, walang charge yan. Ano mang gawin mo, walang charge yan. Ang may charge lang, polar. To where lies aspartic, glutamic, histidine, arginine, and lysine. Dahil walang charge si 32, aasahan ko lang na pwedeng matitrate would be the COOH of the C terminal and the NH2 of the N terminal. Answer is 2. Okay? Question. I hope I'm clear. Sabi ko nga, tinuro ko po in a way that's understandable to everyone. Okay? Probably in a lower level of how it is expected to be discussed. Kasi my aim in here is not to give me an impression na magaling ako, but rather in a different way. The impression that I want to stay with you is naintindihan niyo po. Okay? Question. Question po? Huwag kayo mahiyang magtanong.
Doon po sa sa IPH po.
Mm-hmm.
Kailangan po ba naka-round off siya lagi sa
Not necessarily naman. May
choices?
choices naman tayo. May choices, so di naman ako magbibigay ng almost close. Okay? So magkakalayo naman yung numbers if I am going to give you choices. Not necessarily. It could be an exact number. It could be something that's being rounded off. Okay?
Thank you po.
Okay, you're welcome. Question? Huwag kayong mahihang
Doc?
mag-question. Yes po.
Clarification lang po. Regarding po kasi dun sa video na in-upload nyo po, dun ata po sa part 1.
Uh-huh.
Ikakorek ko lang po na yung nasulat nyo po kasi polar po yung V-limb po.
Okay.
And then non-polar.
Kung
po,
nagkamali
neutral
man
OH.
po ako doon, nakita naman natin yung handouts natin. Kung nagkamali man ako, forgive me for that. Minsan kasi, there's a tendency na nagsusulat ako at iba yung sinasabi ko. So, I stand corrected, okay? If mali doon, just remember valine is a part of the non-polar one. Okay pa?
Okay po, Doc. Bale po yung glycine, alanine, V-limb po is non-polar. Tama po.
Glycine, alanine, and all the valine, they are non-polar. Okay?
Thank you po, Doc.
Okay, you're welcome. Ang babait kayo ng mga nasa biochem. We are all approachable. Kaya pag nagko-conference tayo and you were not able to understand something, right? You're free to ask. Kaya nga kayo nagbayad ng tuition at nag-aaral para maintindihan niyo po ang lesson. Okay? Anything more? I am expecting that you were able to view it already, kaya siguro hindi na kayo masyadong magtatanong kasi it's almost a 5-hour lecture, kaya mahaba masyado. And this is the time for you to clarify things if there are some clarifications on that. Wala? Kung wala, i-dismiss ko na kayo kung wala ng questions. Just make sure na intindihan po, ha? Meron o wala pa po? You can raise questions. Wala na po?
Meron po.
Okay, doctor.
Meron po bang yung parang technique po para, for example po kasi 'di ba, yung minsan po nasa left po yung negative, minsan nasa right po yung positive. Meron po bang doon?
Ano po? The technique there is know the zero charge.
Okay po.
Okay? Yun lang yung technique doon. Know the zero charge. Pag alam mo na saan ang zero charge, it's very easy to place which is negative, which is positive. Okay? Yun lang yung technique. Take the two lowest, take the two highest numbers.
Doc, so bali po sa basic po, two highest po. And then sa acidic, two lowest. Tama po ba, Doc?
Yes po. Yes po.
Thank you po.
Okay.
Doc?
Yes, doctor.
Doc, may confirm lang po ako. Kasi po, may nabasa po ako.
Palakas, Doc. Palakas. Di ko masyado marinig.
Yung proline po, Doc, anti-helix or helix breaker po sila.
Helix. Pag sinabi mong anti-helix, it's a helix breaker.
Opo. Sa collagen po kasi, yung proline, isa po siya sa contributor ng helical structure.
Bakit po pwede doon? Okay? Ang collagen kasi is an exception to the rule. Bakit? Kasi every third position is always glycine. And that glycine, which is then very small, ang side chain lang niya ay hydrogen that would make then capable of helix formation. Get it? Bakit? Kasi special siya. Kasi ang collagen, every third position amino acid is always glycine. Siya lang yung ganun. Okay pa?
Ay po, Doc. Thank you po.
Okay. Thank you. Kaya nakaka-rotate po siya dahil maliit. Anything more? That's a good question, doctor. Collagen na ba kayo ngayon? Collagen na ba ang discussion?
Kanina po.
Kanina. Okay. So, another. I hope you are enjoying biochemistry or any other subject in first year. Kahit na po online lang tayo. FEU has a very, very good platform. Imagine all the videos will stay with you for one full sem, wherein you can master everything. Diba? Pwede kang gumising ng 1:00 ng madaling araw. Pag feeling mo gusto mong mag-aral, you can play it. Gusto mong matulog, maghapon muna, and then later on mag-aral, you can do it. It's very flexible. Okay, questions? I think I will not meet you anymore for any enhancement. Di ko alam kung ano ang next topic ko. I think one of the hardest topic, it's my topic as well, carbohydrate metabolism. And I think for Bio B, my other topic is nucleotide metabolism. Okay? So, magiging topic natin, the next time that you will going to meet me for a lecture, I think it's carbohydrate metabolism po. 1 whole month topic again. One of the longest as well. Okay? So, clear? Madali akong magturo class, kaya pag di nyo pa naintindihan, there is no way I could explain it in an easier way already. Kung napansin nyo, when I teach, I use my own words, okay? I do not use what's in the book. I state it in a way or in my own statement for it to be a little bit clearer. Okay? I hope you were able to get it. Questions pa? I-enjoy nyo lang, ha? Enjoy nyo lang ang bawat araw. Okay. Questions? Questions? Wala na?
Wala na po, Doc.
Kung wala na, then I am going to dismiss you. Okay? Sige, you can take a rest.